All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night training. You can be anywhere, but you're here with us this evening. Hello, my name is Charlene Wayanka. I'm from California, Riverside, California. And do me a favor, everyone, drop in the chat real quick where you guys are chiming in from. We are nationwide this evening on our special training. And I know I can see some beautiful faces here. Hello, Miss Jessica. We have Ruben in the house, Mr. Lamar. Regional directors in the house right here, David Olivares. We have Miss Christina from California, I know. And we have Tuan, Joy. Who else do we have out here? Mr. Russin. And if you are in a position where you can turn on your cameras, we would love to see your beautiful faces. This is not a fashion show by any means tonight. Chime in as you are, you guys. We love you as you are. We just want you to learn the information tonight. But here, get into a quiet place, eliminate some distractions for us. It's going to be just about an hour and some change, and then we're going into some breakout rooms where we're going to go into detail on game planning and strategy. Okay. Just by chance, if you are on as a Zoom user, iPhone, Galaxy, or so forth, we want you to rename yourself and put your name. We would love to acknowledge you by your name tonight. Okay. And you guys, tonight's going to be a great lineup. I'm so blessed to be part of this organization and this company. Quick second, if you can just chime in onto your text messages or your group chats and reach out to your team. Last minute here, we are going to start here in the next 30 seconds. And we want to make sure that everyone that was invited on tonight is on the call. You guys feel me? Okay, who's ready? Okay, I can hear you. Let me hear you. Let me see your thumbs up. Let me see your journals, your notepads, all that great stuff, you guys. Hey, been with the company now for just a short period of time, but I have the honor and the privilege of introducing a gentleman who is a multi-business owner. He runs and operates several businesses. He's in the tech industry as well as a couple fields, you guys. And he is one of our top executives currently right now. And I'm so excited for him to do the presentation this evening because truly he is highly respected by myself. I've known him for quite a couple years now and our whole organization and company. I'm going to pass it over to my brother from California all the way to Houston, Texas, Mr. Daryl Taylor. Stage is all yours, sir.
Man, thank you, Miss Charlene. Wow, guys, can you all do me a huge favor and just give a virtual round of applause for Miss Charlene? And she's right. We grew up. Like over a decade we've known each other, and guys, she said a lot of great things about me. But and what's going on? Mr. Lamar, Mr. JT, Mr. Ruben, congrats, Miss Tina, Marshall, and everyone here. You could be anywhere, on a Tuesday night. But what I get the honor and privilege to actually do is share with you something that's really, not just raising the bar. Some of you might actually see that everyone has, the raising the bar background, but it's making an impact, not just in my life, but everyone here. And that's why you got a phone call or you got an invitation exclusively to hear the information you're about to hear that didn't just change my life and give me more freedom, but everyone here. And that shows the person that invited you, they care about you a lot. But a little bit on my background, before I even got introduced to this opportunity a little over 10 years ago, guys, I was already trying to get into business. I was going to school at University of Houston, working 3 jobs because school, it costs a lot of money. But something that I realized is that when life hits, how many of you guys know life, when it hits by a show of hands, it hits? And you think about it, like, the pandemic was just the other day, just a little over 4 years ago. But now that with this crazy economy, banks shutting down, we don't know. And people right now are looking for hope and opportunity more than ever. And for me, where I was looking for hope and opportunity was for my family when it came to health. For myself, I recently had a double procedure that was just recently done. But my brother, God rest his soul, because of just healthcare costs, he was suffering from stage 4 brain cancer. And my mother, she had to leave her job, working for an airline industry, for being a flight attendant for over 35 years. And she didn't have enough money to help pay for the medical bills. And what's happening right now is I had to actually come back home. I wanted to look for an opportunity because I felt that my time freedom and my father's freedom and my mother's freedom, we were all trying to pay all these bills, but the income was just not enough. And so I needed to find a way and something better that would actually raise that lid in the bar in my life. And what's happening right now is because of technology right now, for those that remember Blockbuster, technology changes the way that we do business. And it's because of decentralized technology, something that's honest, something that's transparent, something people can actually put their trust in. And now we have something called Netflix with Blockbuster. We have Airbnb now in Verbo, for those that have heard of it, from the hotel industry. Nobody, Mr. Lamar, he always talks about nobody catches taxis anymore. We all catch Ubers now. And with Amazon, I mean, Amazon is relentless. I mean, literally, if you go to relentless.com, it'll take you straight to Amazon. But what made an impact in my life was Impact Health Sharing, because I was spending so much money on just not just healthcare, but even for my own mother. The medical bills were so costly. And I wanted to actually find something that actually would help not just my family, but also those I cared about in my entire life. And what I'm actually going to do now is actually play a video from the CEO of Impact Health Sharing himself, Mr. Phil Chrysler, and then I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Phil Chrysler, President and CEO of Impact Health Sharing. Healthcare sharing began in churches. You were asked to contribute to help Bob and Sue with their ailment. People passed the hat and you contributed what you could to help your fellow member in need. Then, fast forward, you saw great things occurring in the Amish and Mennonite communities doing exactly the same thing. Then it got a little more formalized in the 80s with some religious-based organizations, and then the Affordable Care Act came along. That's really what propelled healthcare sharing to its modern-day growth. You remember, the individual mandate penalized you with a tax if you didn't have health insurance. But if you were a member of certain healthcare sharing organizations, you didn't have to pay that. Now we know the individual mandate has, of course, been reduced to zero. But in the meantime, healthcare sharing grew over 1,000% in the last decade alone. Why? Because it's an alternative to the high cost of insurance. Typically, you'll pay 30 to 50% less. Some reasons why? We're not for profit. So we have no profit motives that typically cause conflict between members, providers, shareholders, and the executive team. None of that exists with healthcare sharing and certainly with Impact. You can stop overpaying, my friends. Here's an important statistic to understand why. Department of Health and Human Services says about 5% of the population account for nearly half of the healthcare spending that occurs in this country. Majority are healthy. They're overpaying, though, for the non-healthy. Insurance has become really no longer affordable. 80% of U.S. adults rate lowering their healthcare costs as their top concern. So why Impact? Well, we're rooted in the Love Thy Neighbor approach, which allows us to welcome all races, all religions, all colors, all creeds. We were the very first healthcare sharing entity to launch this patented technology platform that really provides 100% transparency. This had never been done before in healthcare sharing, certainly not in health insurance. We have member-owned accounts. That way the money stays in your account. We have no network. You get to see any doctor you want. Again, providing full transparency on how all the money moves is something we're really, really proud of. And of course, you have no open enrollment restrictions. Membership begins the first of every month. You just got to finish that application by the last day of the previous month. We also have great pricing and programs for individuals, for families, for seniors, and for groups. And remember, friends, it's a comprehensive program for your health. So we have preventative services, maternity, accident, illness, and of course, injuries. You have access to telemedicine and an industry-leading prescription drug pricing program.
All righty. So you can see that Impact Health Sharing, ladies and gentlemen, it's better coverage, better value. It works better and it feels better in insurance. I myself am a customer, but to give you what is the difference between traditional health insurance and then Impact Health Sharing, with literally traditional health insurance, you have high monthly premiums. With Impact, you're going up to 70% in savings already just with Impact. High deductibles per family member. We do it by the household. It can be as low as $2,500 just in per your household annually. And when it comes to even choosing what network, for those that either work a traditional job or, right now they can't go to sometimes the physicians or facilities that they actually want to put their trust in. With Impact, you don't have that problem. You can choose any facility, any physician that you feel the most comfortable with. And with RX pricing, it's even better than good RX Gold. So with lower RX and prescription pricing, with the higher co-shares, co-pays, all those provider fees were lower and have competitive pricing there. When it comes to telehealth, recently I was in an accident and I looked at one of the invoices that I was seeing from my attorney, and I was seeing how much that they actually charge just for telehealth. With that, it's complimentary 24/7. Even if it's 3 a.m. and you're not feeling well, you can do it from the comfort of your own home on your own time, just to make sure that you actually get the care that you need. But one thing that I love about Impact, which really impacted me and my heart, was that they don't discriminate. If you're from Mexico, Guatemala, or even Canada, and you don't have a social security number and you have a tax ID, you can still get you and your entire family covered. But we're also covering mental health coverage, which is actually becoming a big thing, last 4+ years of time. But who's the marketing arm of Impact Health Sharing? Well, it's a company called ACN. That's not a startup company. Over 3 decades, 31 years actually in business, millions of customers, doing billions of sales and growing. And with documentation from the Inc. 500 and with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, we're the world's largest direct seller of telecommunications, energy, and other essential services. So we're not trying this thing out. We're not just hoping it works. It's already worked with all of our attorney generals on legal staff as well. And we're partnered up with Fortune 50, Fortune 500 companies that you already recognize. For those, I'm sure there's people here, you've heard of companies like T-Mobile, AT&T, DirecTV, for those that have Spectrum, Vivint, Frontier. These are companies, we're not trying out a bunch of startup internet companies that are hoping to be around, within 3 to 5 years of time. These are companies that have already proven their business model, but we have a chance now to give great promotional deals for residential and business. But this is the beautiful part, is that you now have a chance to offer those great promotional deals and create a revenue stream along with Impact Health Sharing, up to 70% savings if you look at how it has its own section, because we're actually on a crusade right now, freeing a lot of people and helping them get more time freedom. Now, what I get the opportunity to also talk about is all the great promotional deals. There's a few people here who've had a chance to take advantage of the promotional deals with our Zoom Energy product. You acquire 12 residential customers, not every month, not every year, just one time. And for as long as they remain on the Zoom Energy electric service, your service can be free. And if for those in the leaders in the IBOs that we have, if you have free electricity, can you please type it in the chat just so people can see how many people in the community actually have free electricity? Now, another thing that really touched my heart with also ACN is ACN's in the giving back. And that's a beautiful thing with any company. It doesn't matter who you partner with. When I find out, with all the businesses I've been a part of, but with Feeding America, Project Feeding Kids, every time you acquire a customer, you feed a hungry child who doesn't know where their next meal is coming from. And ACN has already done that in their opportunity. Now, how does this business model work? Well, most service providers, we had the Super Bowl, just the other day, last week. And what's crazy is companies will spend millions of dollars just trying to convince you, not knowing if you're actually going to come and buy their products or services. What I love about ACN is that they use people, regardless of your background, to give more value and more choices to people that they know and people that they trust, something called relationship marketing or word of mouth in layman's terms. But it's an income generating opportunity for you. Now, my most exciting part is where I get to talk about the money, because I'll tell you this, when I was a broke college student, and even for myself, being in multiple businesses, there's still caps that, for myself working either at a job or in a business, there's so many things where like you can be capped. But what I love about being involved with ACN, there's no limit to how many customers that you can acquire. Because here's the thing, I didn't have to sell anybody here on why they need to have electricity. For those in Texas, I'm pretty sure I don't have to convince you that you need electricity. Same thing when it comes to healthcare. Everybody's always concerned is, where is my healthcare coming from? What's amazing about ACN is that we provide upfront bonus money, and long-term, you have a chance to earn a percentage off all the bills and the services you're connecting to your online business. If you look at box number 1, on the monthly customer bonuses, you can get 5 services, you'll earn $200. But here's the most amazing part. You can become your own customers. Because if you remember, I said you use these services yourself. For myself in this house, there's already electricity. There's 2 cell phones between myself and a family member. And on top of that, healthcare from me and them as well. And on top of that, out of all the properties that my family owns, we also connected not just our security, but also including the electricity as well. But keep in mind, there's no cap. Every additional 3 services you acquire, you can earn an extra $200. And I'm sure that everyone here, as you're looking at the opportunity, you know people that actually use electricity. I'm sure you know people that need healthcare. I'm sure, even for some people, they have a cell phone and they care a lot about their cell phone. The thing is, you don't have to convince, but you're redirecting the revenue and the billing so that way you can get paid not just off of it, but more importantly, you have a chance now to earn an extra income around your spare time while you're also building in box number 2, monthly residual income. And you can earn up to 20% on all the customers you acquire, and there's no limit. So what's even more amazing now is that with ACN, someone that's a dear friend of ours, she works right now in the logistics industry, but think about it like this. I'm sure if it makes sense to get paid on your own bills, and then other people who probably also look for extra income, but also want to get paid on their own bills too, and possibly get free services, because we don't know what this economy is going to do. You can earn up to 4% while you're helping friends and family get paid on their own bills. But there's also upfront bonus money they'll pay you for helping your family member or friend get paid on their own bills. And I'm not talking about a manager. I'm not talking about a VP that's going to write you up. I'm not even talking about a CEO, even though, yes, I'm involved in other entities. But the place that I learned all my business sense from was from this opportunity that got me into all the publications that I'm at. Why? Because there's a proven system in place. If you look at all these positions here, you can earn up to $450 per person that you help not just get paid on their own services, but helping them earn income around their spare time that helps them come home to their family, that helps them just really seek that time freedom that they've always had. But the computer is what really promotes them when they're putting in the work. And what's amazing is that to start up this business, for me myself, just for one press release, I was sharing with a friend of mine, Mr. Jonathan, that just for me to do one press release during literally the pandemic, just one press release for under 2 hours, it would cost me over $2,500 just for 2 hours, just for marketing. That's not even the cost of startup. And the thing is to open up your own online business, to work from anywhere. We're not talking about just working from home. We're not just talking about working from the office. We're talking about doing this even if you only have 1 hour a week, just to work around your spare time while you're helping your family and also, working on your full-time job, to partner up with billion-dollar companies who are publicly traded companies, and to even have all your business tracking is only one time $299, which is actually cute compared to most traditional business that costs over 5 figures. But your only overhead is $25 a month. So let's really think about this. Just for 2 hours on marketing, $2,500. When I saw this as a CEO, it's like, okay, Mr. Jonathan, sign me up, man. But you know why? Because also too, is that I can do this from anywhere. And at the same time, too, I can acquire as many customers as I want. You go out there, you purchase a McDonald's. Right now I'm working with the individual I'm helping him get set up that actually controls literally over 500 franchises. If you think about a Burger King, a Popeyes, and all those companies that you hear about, it costs already multiple 6 figures to millions of dollars. But the thing is, $299 one time. I almost said it one time. $25 a month, though. That way, all you have to do, you just have to direct people to the ACN online website and let the system take care of your customers, including also your business partners. That way it takes care of all the headache. Now, here's what I love about ACN though, is on top of all the training and support, and I'll tell you this, is that, for the individuals, I'm going to bring them up in a bit, but we have a saying, you're in business for yourself, but you're never by yourself, meaning you have a team here that's not just here, to hope you get promoted. That's not just here to say, hey, do this. No, they're going to hold your hand and show you step by step with a 31-year track record that's actually going to show you how they made it happen and how you can actually not just become, have more time freedom, but more importantly, make your dreams and goals actually become a reality. And what I have a chance to do is actually, do some recognition, because we recognize only individuals that have not just followed training and support. We recognize individuals that were coachable, followed a system, and helped other people actually become not just independent business owners, but actually got promoted in the opportunity by also freeing other lives. And the two individuals that I have a chance to bring up, and I'm going to pin them in a bit, but if we can help give a round of applause for newly promoted executive team leaders, Mr. Rustin Garave and Mr. Ruben Aguado. Can we give them a round of applause on the virtual stage? And what we're going to do is we're going to hear their name, their background, and also, you know, like literally how many customers that they have, and also why they're doing AC.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Rustin Garibay. For those that don't know me, I'm a military vet, was the Air Force, and now I'm a corrosion engineer. And find myself working a lot. And I really wanted to find a way to get home to my kids and my family. So I was introduced to the ACN opportunity, and just by working, part time, I was able to build my team to, one rep and 65 customers. And it was all just to being coachable and the training and support of the Rockstar system.
Wonderful, thank you.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Nice to meet y'all. For those that don't know, my name is Ruben. I do solar for a living. I've been an ACN for a short period of time, and I currently get paid on about 70 customers between myself and the team. And honestly, it's been the best experience. It's literally just due to the amazing training, the amazing support of the simple system, and once again of this team that we're part of. So I'm blessed to be here. And my why is um, it's been tough out here. I've been doing a couple things here and there. I've done solar in the car business and whatnot, and you get paid that one time, big bucks. Next month you got to go grind it again, right? So I'm just trying to build something for the future to be financially free, stable, and yeah, man, it's a blessing. I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rubin and Mr. Russ, and congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I can tell you all is that, one thing that's very unique is that both of them said, it's really on just the system. If you're going to go and put your time and efforts into anything, to fight for you and your family, the one thing I can share with everyone here is that, let's see, like if I can go ahead. And when it comes to actually not just fighting for you and your family, but you want to put your trust in the company. I come from an industry right now that I was seeking training support. As a business owner, there's no guarantee when there's no track record, because when it comes to being a startup, that's the reality, is that there's no proof. And what I have a chance now to bring up is an individual that isn't just someone that I call a friend, but this individual didn't just earn my trust. This is an individual out of the entire 31 years of this entire organization. He is someone that I'll say, honestly, is a person that he doesn't just help you, not just even in ministry, but in business and in life overall. He's somebody right now that globally around this entire billion-dollar organization, that they look to him, not just to run the trainings, but to even help with the entire program, because he's led enough people globally to actually achieve their dreams and goals. And so I want the leadership, and of course, also all the guests that are viewing this for the very first time, to give a round of applause for Regional Vice President, soon to be Senior Vice President, Mr. Jonathan Thomas.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daryl Taylor. Guys, didn't Daryl do an amazing job sharing with us what we do? Is super simple, guys, what we do. And just thank you so much, Daryl, for your leadership. And I know you have such a busy schedule, but again, thank you for gracing us with your presence here tonight and definitely showing us what we do on a simple scale. So thank you so much, Daryl, for your leadership. Guys, I'm excited. Congratulations to Mr. Rubin. Congratulations to Mr. Russin. I'm excited for tonight. Good to see everybody with their cameras on. But I'm going to get right into it, guys. I've been a business owner for quite some time. And when I saw this amazing opportunity, listen, I was blown away. And I always tell people in 5 minutes, I understood what we was doing. I knew this was going to be big. And I want to tell you guys, as we get into the training, make sure you take notes. make sure you take some screenshots, some pictures, because we're going to go a little fast. Remember, just make sure you have a long pen, not a short memory. Does that make sense, guys? So let's get right into it. Let's talk about one of my favorite topics. It's the compensation. How do you make money? Ladies and gentlemen, if you learn this, you will be motivated. See, when I first started when I saw this and I first started, I had to learn the compensation plan in order to take it seriously. And when I learned it, I said, oh man, this is going to succeed anything I do business in, because I understood the comp plan. So remember, compensation is only earned at ACN when customers acquired. Okay. So I don't care how many people you talk to and get them into business and all of that type of stuff. Listen, you got to get customers to make money, guys. So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the goal. For new people on the call, I want you to write this down. Your first goal is to get 5 services and 10 points. I want somebody to put that in the chat. 5 services, 10 points. That is your very first goal when you get enrolled, and to make $200. Why? Because we need you to get promoted. We want you to get promoted. We want you to get paid. So you want to get paid right away, earn a residual income, and graduate to Friday Night Leadership. More about that later. Now let's talk about the 2 ways that we make money. It's residual income. Residual income on the customers you receive and that you acquire. And then your team is going to acquire customers, and you're going to get residual income on your team's customers when they pay their bills. That's the first way. The second way is customer acquisition bonuses, where you can also receive bonuses for getting customers. And not only that, you can get bonuses when your team is getting customers. So there's a lot of ways to make money in ACN, guys, on a spare time, part-time basis. Let's talk about residual income. Now, I want everybody to take a picture of the screen. We're going to show this again when we get into talking about customers, but understand that there's different points attached to each service. So make sure you take a picture, because you're going to want to understand the points and why points are important. Okay, so take a picture. I'm going to move on, guys, because we're going to show this again. So let's talk about residual income. You saw the slide where Mr. Darrell, he explained it so well, but one thing I will tell you is you saw where it said 3% to 20. Well, this is the slide right here. Remember, there's no monthly quotas, but how do you increase that percentage? Well, simple, just get the points to increase the residual. And there's tiers involved. But here's what I'll tell you, just to make this very simple. Your first 90-day goal, shoot for 60 to 99 points. You know, acquire those customers yourself. Shoot for that your first 90 days. So that's important, guys. Make sure you do that. Get your 10% residual to start off in your first 90 days. You want to do that right away. And then your lifetime goal is to get to 200 plus points between yourself getting these customers. And ladies and gentlemen, you make 20%. Imagine making 20% on a warehouse bill. Imagine making 20% on some franchises, on their energy bill. See, that's when it can get crazy. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Now, you also are going to earn residual income on your team's customers. So Mr. Darrell talked about, you know, as you show this opportunity to a business owner. Now, what I want everybody, forget all the other points and all of that. Here's what I want you to understand. Go for 75 personal customer points you acquire through your own online store. When you do that, you override your team's customers to the 5th level. But I want everybody to pay attention at the bottom. It says, when you're a regional vice president, trust me, you're going to be excited because you earn residual income on every single store in your distribution. You earn a percentage of all those customers. And it is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give y'all an example. When I first started this business, there was a gentleman that was in my organization, and he shared this opportunity with the gentleman who owns 75 franchises. I'm going to say that again, 75 franchises. The gentleman saw this business He got involved. He said, wait a minute, I can set up my electricity. I can set up my internet. I can set up, wait a minute, even healthcare, right? All of these services. You know what? He brought hundreds of thousands of dollars in billing. Ladies and gentlemen, just because we showed him, we make 4% of that. So talk to your business owners. Talk to people who own a business. Trust me, they get this very quickly, very quickly. So let me share with you a quick video. And this is why you want to talk to business owners. This is a business owner that has 130 employees. I want everybody to pay attention to what he says about healthcare and why you talk to people like him. So guys, let me know if you can hear.
Thanks, Harsh. I appreciate you having me on the call. Yeah, I've been in the aerospace industry going on 40 years. We have 130 employees between 2 facilities, one here in Connecticut, one in Fort Worth, Texas. And we currently are offering, Impact as an option to our standard insurance offering with Cigna. And we have 9 employees that have taken advantage of that so far. Others are very interested. And just with those 9 employees, we're saving $7,000 a month over what it would have cost us with Cigna. Not only that, but this past year, our renewal with Cigna was over $1 million. And we got a quote from Impact. And if all of our employees switch to Impact, that cost would be $360,000. So I don't know if they're all going to switch, but that number looked pretty enticing to me. On top of the things that Craig said about the great service and member-centric approach that Impact has, it's been a great thing. I love introducing this to other business owners because they can take advantage of the savings, they can take advantage of the residuals, and give back more to their employees.
Wow, wow, guys! Did everybody hear that? Ladies and gentlemen, he was saying, just for talking about Impact and we showing him Impact, he was able to save up to $640,000. $640,000. Why wouldn't you not talk to business owners to save them that kind of money? But not only that, anybody want to do the math? You make 4%. If he gets all of his employees, you make 4% residual income on 640. I'm sorry, on 360,000. Oh, I love this business, y'all. This is an incredible business. So anyway, moving on. Guys, what you want to focus on when you're moving forward in this business, these are the positions. Remember, there you get automatically promoted. There is no sucking up like Daryl said. There is no kissing butt. There is no you got this certain degree, you look a certain way. Oh, you're a male, you're a female. None of that. None of that matters. Whether you've been to jail or Yale, it don't matter. Listen, if you do the work, you get promoted. I want everybody to write down, if you're new on this call, go regional director. Write that down. If you're brand new, you want to go regional director. That's your first goal. I'm telling you. So we'll make a plan for you to do that. Now, the first position that you want to hit is customer qualified. Remember, we talked about this earlier. 5 services, right? And 10 points. That is the first thing you need to do. Don't talk about anything else until you do that. So you want to do that right away. And when you become customer qualified, remember what Daryl said. You can get bonuses just for getting customers, guys. And these bonuses are unlimited and paid out weekly. I love it. All right. The next position is executive team leader. Now, an executive team leader, guys, if you're brand new on the call, just know if you go executive team leader in your first 30 days, you make an additional $500 in your first 30 days. So that's why some people are excited to go executive team leader. It's 30 points between yourself and your team. But not only that, but take a look at this. You also qualify for bonuses, extra bonuses. So if you help 10 people this month get paid, get promoted, ladies and gentlemen, you made $500 extra on top of your business and your job, okay? Now, again, like I said, you want to do this in your first 30 days. get that extra $500. Now let's move on. Regional coordinator. This is a position where you get paid more and you get paid better. So at regional coordinator, you can see it's just 200 points between yourself and your team. But look at this. You make $150 every time you help an individual make a check. So ladies and gentlemen, you help 20 people this month. Remember, you're not doing it by yourself. It's a team effort. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an extra $3,000 on top of the residual income you're going to be getting from these customers being put into your organization. It's a lovely position. And then like I said, regional coordinator, there is a position. I want to tell everybody that if you go regional coordinator in your first 90 days, they throw an extra $1,000. ACN has gone crazy. They're just throwing money just for hidden promotions and getting people paid. Beautiful. Now, the last position, and as we wrap this up, regional director, guys. At regional director, remember, you want to circle this because this is what we call the decision position. 600 points between yourself and your team. But now you make more and you make better. Look at that, $250 every time you help a new person get a check. So you help 30 people in a month make a check. Guess what? You made $7,500 extra, not even counting the residual income that's coming in. Guys, that's an incredible position, but just understand residual income takes some time. But if you just help people make money, that is the key. To make this very simple, just help people make money. If you're new on this call, you can guarantee that we're going to help you make money, because if you make money, we make money. It's a team effort. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up our next presenter. If you got excited about the compensation plan, you're going to get excited about getting customers. Remember, we only make money if customers are acquired, and there's no one better than to talk about this than regional director. He's in real estate, guys, been in real estate for years. He's an incredible leader out of South Texas. That's none other than regional director, Mr. David Odavades. Mr. David, call's all yours, brother.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Awesome. Very, very, very cool. Before I continue, I want to give my gratitude to top regional vice president, Mr. JT Thomas. I love hearing him talk about the money. I get so excited. I'm like, you know what? Can I sign up and all over again and run for RD? But I'm running for RVP and SVP, right? Now, we'll keep moving forward. My background is in real estate. I've been doing real estate for about 22 years, a long time. I was tired of not having any time. I was time broke. So a few years ago, I took a look at this. It made perfect sense. The first thing I saw was the people. I fell in love with the people, the support, of course, the compensation plan. You know, who can't love this compensation plan? And ACN just keeps making it better and better and better, better. And if you want to know how much better it's going to get, be in Dallas in a couple of weeks, right? So who wants to get a bunch of customers? Who wants to feel like by the time you get off this Zoom, you can get at least 20 customers before the week is over? All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, I can see all those cameras up. Perfect. All right, don't forget to take screenshots. Remember, we do this every Tuesday night. We don't have to, guys, but we do this for you because we're a family. We want to see everybody win, right? It's not a me business, it's a team effort. All right. So once this loads, we'll go ahead and start. Okay, I see it there loading right now. Now, let's start making money today, getting some customers. Perfect. Now, you're going to see some of these slides repetitive, but the more you see it, the more it's going to get burned in your brain, right? It's like your favorite song. When you heard it the first time, you probably couldn't memorize the words. After a few times, you were singing it in the shower, right? Now, you probably got sick of the song after a while, right? So all these services are what we have right now for the moment in the United States, right? Hint, hint, right? Now, there's a few services that we focus on the more because they're the most simple and lucrative services, all right? They're circled in red. Moving on next. Now, of course, you notice every service has a point value. The more points you have on the board, the more you win, right? I've never seen a football game that says, you know, whoever has the least points wins. So you want to have the most points possible. Finding your customers. This even though I've been doing this about 70 years, this, what you see right here on the screen, guys and ladies and gentlemen, is my core how I acquire my customers. You in red, consume what you are marketing. You want to be able to be your best advocate of your services, right? I think that's self-explanatory. If you open up a restaurant, people are going to kind of wonder why you're not eating your own food, right? To a certain degree. And people who say no to your business. Now, we're going to have a mindset training in a little while, but not everybody's going to say yes to your business right now, or they may not say yes to your business ever. But you know what they use, ladies and gentlemen? Services, right? We have some special magic words that we use: favor, why, help, try. We're going to give you a little bit of a role play and an example. But your first two sources are these sources. Write this down. The other source that you want to use is going to be built in here is referrals. Don't ever forget to ask a referral when you get off the phone with somebody. That's been my secret, to get a lot of customers, right? Think like a business owner. Benefits of becoming your own business owner: creates belief. You get paid faster. You learn the sign-up process. You get paid up to 20%. You saw the comp plan. And ladies and gentlemen, you go from selling to sharing, right? Nobody likes to be sold, but you like to share an experience, and people like to know that, oh, wow, thank you for sharing this, not thank you for selling me. I've never heard anybody say that, right? Now, next is this. Definitely take a picture of this, right? You want to do this in your first 30 days. This is just an example of what you can do, the fast track to your first promotion and pay out within the first 24 to 48 hours, right? Now, AC in your life with your own bills, right? And it's self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into them, right? A combination. This is good. And by the way, we have some promotions coming up all the time, like on our security system. So take advantage of, just stay in the loop. You're going to find out a lot of cool stuff that we got going on in the services, right? Now, the services that pay out the higher residuals, I'm going to tell you this: healthcare is the highest paying service we've had in the 31 years of being in business. I'll let that sink in. Impact is the highest paying residual service we've ever had in the history, in the entire, region where we're doing ACN. All right. Moving on next. We talked about this earlier. Daryl did an incredible presentation. For those who like free stuff, not going to go too much into this. Get 5 ID seals. If you're an ID seal customer, yours is free. Electricity, get 12 Zooms, whether it's gas or electricity. As long as they're residential, after 3 billing cycles, you can get the average of the highest energy accounts in a direct deposit every single month. Maintain them. On the cell phones, you get a free line for every 5 accounts, not for every 5 lines, 5 accounts. All right. Moving on next, there's a special bonus that's going to go away at the end of this month. Right. There's an extra $200 for every 5 every 5 energies that you do. All right. So just take a picture of this. In some states, we only have gas. Some states, we only have electricity. And some states, if you're so lucky that you know somebody out there, if not, go make friends, right? The magic of being online is you see those states right there. You can get, double bonuses. Moving on next. Impact. It's a works better, feels better than insurance. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not call this insurance. It is not insurance. It's an alternative. Write this down. It's an alternative to the high cost of health insurance. Very important, right? And why is it works better and feels better than insurance? It puts a heart back into healthcare, right? If you want to master impact health sharing, every Tuesday morning at the times on the screen, regional vice presidents, Mr. Jeff and Mrs. Melissa Street, have this Q&A for us. Jump on. I like to jump on whenever I get an opportunity, right? Because they don't have to do this once again, but they do this because we're a family, right? We want to see each other win, right? Now, when you get started in ACN, make sure that whoever your new business partner is, there's an open book 15 questionnaire to get accredited. It's basically a questionnaire. Every 12 months, if you've been in ACN and you're nearing that 12-month mark, look for that email from Impact, not ACN, from Impact. And basically, you're going to click a secure link and you can answer the same questions again. Open book. There might be a few different ones. You don't have to be the expert, but this is just going to give you an idea. Now, please remember this. The number one reason why people fail in any business is because they never tell anybody or anyone about what they do. How can you expect to win if you keep your mouth shut? If your mouth is shut, your business is closed, right? It's just the way it is. That's directly from one of our senior vice presidents, right? Question. Everybody say it along with me. Are you open to getting a free quote on your healthcare? It's easy. Now, people say, how do I get a healthcare customer? You ask a question. 50% chance they're going to say no. If you go to Vegas, there's a slot machine and they tell you, hey, that slot machine is 50% broken. Are you going to play it? The correct answer is yes. If they say yes, you go to your storefront, give them a quick quote based on the oldest family member in the household. If they love it, they can sign up on your website right away. Let's just they have a couple of questions. If you can answer the basic questions, if you're not sure, don't answer something that you don't know about. Put their information, submit it as a lead on your website. They'll get a call within 24 to 48 hours, and a health care or an impact health sharing consultant is going to give them a call and answer the questions. But that's still your job to follow up. Hey, how did that consultation go? Don't depend on them. They're just answering questions, right? Follow up with them, follow through, right? Don't ever put your money in somebody else's hands. It's your responsibility. You're an independent business owner, right? Now, this is an example of the savings. When I saw Impact first, I was like, well, are there really savings? Am I really going to save money with Impact? Now, this particular bill was over $200,000. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money. This person saved almost $180,000. So eligible for sharing was about 13,000, right? Now, look at that. Compared, and if you go down to what the member had to pay, that's huge savings. And you know what I did? I said, I saw this. I immediately signed up for Impact, right? Get your Impact card, bring it out, show everybody, show some love. Hey, you got to walk the talk, right? So, moving on next. I'm on fire, guys, right? The magic words. Your favorite, why, help, support. Everybody say this with me. Favor, why, help, support. 7 years later, this is still my magic words, right? In those who know me on Facebook, I still use this, right? I'm being genuine. You don't want to be fake, right? Speak from the heart, right? Now, we're going to do a little bit of role playing here. Take a picture of this. You don't want to sound like a robot, right? But you want to be able to make it natural and stay within the guidelines. Now, I'm going to ask top regional coordinator, and you know who I'm going to ask, Miss Jessica. Could you help us out, please? Big old smile there.
Sure can.
All right, here we go. Now, I know Jessica is Jess, so I'm going to call my friend. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Jess, what's going on?
Hey, David. Nothing much. Just here at my boring job. What's up?
Awesome. You got a quick minute?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. I won't take too much of your time because I know you're at work. Can you do me a huge, 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 huge personal favor?
Okay.
Look, I'm very passionate about a program I started working on that offers essential services. And the reason I called you is because you know what, Jess, I knew that you could help me out. The reason I started doing this is because, I've been doing roasting for a long time. I like it, but you know what? I've been a little bit of time broke. I took a look at this and it looked like something that could help me out have my time back. I'm super close to a goal and getting promoted, Jess, and I need a few more customers by midnight tonight. Could you do me a huge favor? So please support me and try any of my services. It would mean the world to me, Jess.
Oh, wow. You're getting promoted. Of course, I would love to help support you to get promoted.
Awesome. You are a rock star. Can I get you a quote in your healthcare?
You know what? I don't have healthcare. Yes, of course.
Hey, it's a sign.
It's a
Okay,
win-win.
what's your date of birth? And okay, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Thank you, Jess. Let's give her a huge round of applause. Now that's in the real world. Now, did I sound like a robot? I was smiling. They were smiling. You don't want to freak them out and sound like a telemarketer. No disrespect if anybody's telemarketing, but you know what? Because sometimes when you get the call, you want to hang up. You don't want them hanging up on you. And if they do, keep on smiling, right? Right? Give them a hug later. Now, to wrap it up, to learn faster and get more customers, start with being your own customer. All right. Start with mastering 2 to 3 services. There's a special approach that we just went over. We have it on video. You can get it from whoever you're working with, right? And next, we're going to show you how to build an army of customer getters. Who wants to build a huge army of customer getters? All right, all right, all right. Let me see those little faces lighting up. All right, perfect. So next, we're going to go all the way to Houston with my realtor brother. We have regional director, Mr. Marshall Stewart. He's all heart. He's a customer getting giant and a team building giant. He's going to show you how to build an army of customer getters. It's all yours, brother.
Wow, tremendous training. Thank you so much, Mr. Olivares. Let's continue that applause for him just for giving us such an incredible detailed training on how to master the customer acquisition process. And he's speaking, from experience. He's one of the top customer getters that, this organization has seen. And so, you definitely learn from the best. So thank you again for that training. Guys, good to see all of your beautiful faces. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday evening. My name is Marshall out of the Houston marketplace. As David mentioned, I'm a regional director. Outside of it, I'm in the real estate space. I'm a husband, a father, man of faith, all these titles. But let me tell you what I really love and appreciate about this business is God put this business in my life at a time when I needed something the most like this. And at the same time, it changed who I am and the direction of where my life has gone. But when I first saw it, I was so tired of getting laid off from my previous roles in the banking world. I was tired of, the economy dictating how much money I could make, things out of my control in the real estate space. Have any of you guys ever felt like you're tired from the rug being pulled out from underneath you before? That was me. I got tired of it. And so I looked for a plan B. I saw my friend introduce this business to me. I got started right away. I only had a few hours a week, but I just followed the simple system that you're seeing here tonight. And that's explained to a lot of the trainers here. And over the few hours a week that I had devoting to it, it turned into a very significant residual income that bought me a lot of flexibility, including being present for the birth of my child in the first year of his life. Right. So very, very thankful to what God has done through this business. And you just heard from an amazing customer getter like Mr. David Olivares, real estate agent, and he's got hundreds of personal points. Who would love to have someone like David on your team, right? Maybe you don't necessarily need the 300, 400 points yourself, or maybe it'd be great, right? But I would want someone like that on my team who's better than me. And so we're going to talk about how that happens. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. And now that you guys are getting started or even getting restarted, the next thing you're going to want to do is you want to have a grand opening. A lot of people know, as many people as possible, about this amazing business, and we're going to teach you the right ways to do it. So you're going to schedule a Zoom call. That's what I did in the beginning. Is I scheduled a meeting and I picked a time, I picked a date, something that worked for me and my mentor at the time, and then I made a list. I put down a list of as many names and numbers as I could think of, and take a picture or a screenshot of this because it's going to guide you on that list. This says 100 names and numbers, but who wants to make some serious money in this business? I'm talking some significant kind of income. Make it 200 or 300. Make it 400. Make it just as many names as you can. Don't let your minimums be your maximums. And you want to put a check mark next to your A players. So the A players, who are they? You see here in the middle, the business owners, anyone who's ever owned a business, anybody who's in the real estate space like Mr. Olivares, anybody who's been in insurance like JT, anybody who's a medical professional, someone from a medical background of any kind, right? Network marketing experience, people who are successful, people who are influential, people who have connections. Check, 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 check. Why? Because those are the people that see this business first. I can't tell you how many friends of mine that had the most opinions, they typically were the brokest people in my life. Ironically enough, the business owners, they wanted to know as much about this as possible because they were excited when they heard residual income off of services everybody uses. They just add it to their book of business. You don't have to teach business principles to business people. They get it. And then everybody else, don't forget about, everybody else who's looking for opportunity, because you never know who's praying at night for something and a change, and it could change the whole trajectory of your life as well as theirs. And as you invite people to come to this meeting, you have to understand that 50% of them just don't show up. No different than whenever I have a birthday party that I, schedule, and I invite JT, and, he's, on some plane headed to a private island and says, sorry, brother, I can't make it this time. That happens. 50% of the people don't show up to my parties. 50% of the people aren't going to show up to your weddings. Well, maybe not 50%, but you get it, right? There's a percentage of people that won't show up, but in this business, don't treat it any differently. Life happens. God will have whoever is intended to be on that Zoom call or in that meeting, and just love the people who are there, right? So put as many people as possible. But this is an example of the words that absolutely work. And what I want to do, guys, I want you to take a picture or a screenshot of this, but I want you to role play with me a little bit. And I want to invite someone here to role play. Actually, JT, do you mind role playing with me for just a moment, brother? Are you in a position to do so?
Not at all, brother. Let's do it.
Yeah, awesome. So I want to actually utilize this moment, and I want to do this a little bit differently than I normally would, because I want people to really feel the power of this script, and especially not just the words, but how we say them. So what I want you to do, brother, if you allow me, I want to do this twice, but I want to do it in two different ways. And I want you to respond, not necessarily just from the words, but from the energy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to reach out to JT. He's a good friend of mine. I'm just going to reach out, and I'm going to start example 1. Hey, JT, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. What's up?
Hey, all is good, man. I'm doing well. Gabby's good. Baby's good. Business. I'm working on it. But listen, I know you're busy. I only got a minute. Just a quick question for you. You ever look at other ways of making money this year?
I mean, yeah, man, I guess.
Well, my situation, man. Real estate's been a little bit down, and I'm trying to do more for my family and stuff. So I started looking, and man, I met this incredible individual by the name of Jessica Vargas. She's having massive success expanding an online business. She's gonna host a Zoom meeting, tomorrow night at 6, and she's gonna explain what she's doing. And I want to introduce you. Can I count you as coming?
I guess so, bro, but you don't sound too excited about this. I don't know, man. This don't even sound like, is she really that successful?
So I'm gonna pause right there. And JT, thank you for playing on that. But you guys understand, like, how shady did that feel? Like, what kind of an illegal business are we smuggling? Some drugs, people, money? What are we doing here? Because I don't want nothing to do with whatever business that kind of energy brings, right? So I'm gonna do it again. But JT, if you don't mind, you know, respond based on my energy just the same way. I'm going to say the same words, just a little bit differently. All right. JT, what's up, bro? How are you?
And I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Ah, man, I'm doing incredible, bro. My mentor says living the dream, so I'm doing well, man. But listen, I know you're a busy man. I only got a minute as well. I just have a crazy question for you. Do you ever look at other ways of making money outside of what you do?
And that's a real crazy question, of course. Of course I look.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I know you do, man. And same for me. Right now is a really slow season in real estate, and I'm actually also trying to do what I can to give my family a better life, especially with the newborn. And so I started looking, and I met an individual by the name of Jessica Vargas who's having incredible success expanding an online business with essential services, and she's going to be showcasing it to a group of us tomorrow night at 6. And I'd love to introduce you, get your opinion, and see if it's something we can collaborate on, man. So if I send you the link, can I count you as coming?
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, you sound better than this other dude that called me, man. He called me about some opportunity. He sounds so, I wasn't really feeling him at all, but I like your energy. I like the way you project. But listen, bro, I trust you, but it is, what is it about? You know what I mean? I want to know, can you tell me a little bit more?
So JT asked questions, and most people you're going to come across are going to have questions, and that's okay, right? But when they have questions, here's what you want to do: talk about the presenter more than the business. Be new. So take a picture, a screenshot of this, and what I would say, he asked, "What's it about?" Say, "Hey man, that's a great question. I know it's about essential services and such, but I don't have all the answers. Here's what I know, man. Jessica is having some incredible success. She's going to be talking about it tomorrow on the Zoom meeting tomorrow at 6. And listen, it might not be for you, man, but trust me, I wouldn't steer you wrong. It's only going to be about 15, 20 minutes of your time. And I just would love to have you on it to evaluate it with me as well. So can I send you the link and catch you in?
Brother, I evaluated with you. I trust you, man. Absolutely, man. 15, 20 minutes 15 minutes could change my life, my whole financial trajectory. So yeah, man,
Absolutely.
I evaluated, brother.
All right, brother. Well, someone from her office might be calling you just to confirm the appointment, but I look forward to having you there as always. So excited.
Awesome,
But
brother.
I hope you guys saw that. And thank you, bro. Thank you for role playing and giving me that opportunity. I wanted you to see that it's not only just the words, it's the energy that you put behind them. And that's gonna communicate more than the words themselves. And in that same vein, things that you want to try to avoid saying is you want to avoid talking about the business itself. You want to avoid talking about the price. You want to avoid talking about the fact that we have all these companies and partners we work with, and you can promote to this level, and you can make this about, and you can do all these different things, and you can do business here, blah 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 blah. People don't want to hear all of that on an initial call. This is just a peeking and an inviting call to introduce people to meet the leaders. They're going to do the explaining. All we got to do is invite. So your checklist as we wrap up is take a picture of this so you know exactly how we, as the inviters, as the person that's hosting the Zoom and introducing people to the leaders, we have to show up and do our part too. Have a nice background, lights on, smiling, excited, be involved. Don't talk about the people that don't show up. Talk about the people that are in that room or in that Zoom call with you, because that's who God intended to be there. And then just pay attention. Laugh at all of our silly jokes. Clap whenever we need to clap. Just have fun and keep it professional, and you're going to have some massive success because your leader is going to help you get customers and partners when I, as the hosts, set the tone right. Okay, so you're going to want to schedule your Zoom meeting within the next 24, 48 hours, and we're going to help propel you for a career of incredible success, guys. So with that, we're going to go to our last topic. I thank you guys so much for allowing me the opportunity to speak, and we're going to go over to our fearless leader who needs no further introduction other than the great human being and man that he is. That's Regional Vice President, Mr. Jonathan Thomas. JT, thank you so much, brother, for all that you do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. Could we give Mr. Marshall a round of applause for everything he does? Just an incredible servant leader, guys, and incredible individual. Thank you so much. And guys, I'm excited because we get to close out the call, and please stay on the call because what we're going to do is get into some breakout rooms where you can ask some questions, get started, get a game plan going, guys, and we'll get to that. But I want to close out the call with the last topic, which is the most important topic. All right. And this is the topic. Let me scroll through here of called mindset. All right. So in mindset, guys, it's very simple. The first thing you want to do is you want to make a decision. When I saw this, a $2.99 decision, that wasn't rather that hard of a decision. Free electricity, that wasn't a hard decision. Getting paid on my own bills, that wasn't a hard decision. So I just got started and figured it out, as Russell Brunson, the great billionaire, says. If it's a great opportunity, just say yes, and you'll figure out the rest, right? We can all agree this is a great opportunity. None that I've ever seen. So make a decision tonight to get started, and then make the second decision that you're going to win, all right? You want to determine your why. You heard a lot of people talking about their why you're getting started. It can't be, well, I want to make $500,000 a year. I want to make $1 million a year. I want to make $1 million a month. That's great. But why do you need to do that? Is it because you want to travel? Is it because you want to bring a spouse home? Is it because you want to take care of your kids, make sure they have a legacy, and they'll have your picture on that mantle on the wall? What is your why? What is the real why? Because if it was money, you would already have the million. Now, there may be some people on here that have that. But my question for you is, are the parents still working? Is the spouse still working? Is your family taken care of? Or is your circle able to win with you, or you are lonely at the top? See, that's what I love about this environment. We all bring each other up. We help each other get paid. And that's what was inspirational about this environment. Guys, you want to be coachable. I remember when I first started, I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew what I was doing because I've been successful before. But see, I wasn't successful in this business. So I had to learn to be coachable. So be coachable. Have a great work ethic and never quit. Why would you quit on your own business? That just doesn't make sense. Why would you quit on making money on your own bills? Anyway, let's move on. Emotional roller coaster. There's ups and downs. I won't get into this too much. Just know that there's ups and downs, guys. Ride that roller coaster. Listen, there's ups and downs in any business. All right. But just understand you got to focus on your why. That will keep you going no matter the ups, no matter the downs. And guys, understand that the mindset of this business is to sort. Do not convince anybody. Jessica, don't convince. Ruben, don't convince. David, don't convince. Mr. Mo, don't convince. Don't convince any. Why would you convince somebody to get paid on people paying bills? Why? Just move on. Don't sell anybody. Spend 80% of your time with people like me, myself, Mr. Marshall, Mr. David, Miss Jessica, Miss Charlene, Mr. Ruben you heard from earlier, you know, Mr. Russin. Spend time with these people because they're red apples. Spend most of your time with them. Now, there's the 4th step to success, and I'm going to bring it up. Congratulations, you attended a quick start. I want to give everybody a round of applause as we end that, of course, you attended your quick start training, but here's what I'll tell you. You're not going to get everything from just one training. Come back to the training so you can learn more and pick up more. All right. The second thing is write this down. Remember, you got to get qualified to make money. So remember, 5 services, 5 bills, 10 points. All right. Remember that. The third thing is hosting a Zoom meeting. Make sure you practice the words that work like me and Mr. Marshall did. Make sure you practice that with your practice your invite with your mentor. Then on Friday night, you graduate to a leadership class, guys, where you're going to learn everything and why we're the #1 team in the last 16 years. I'm going to say that again. We've been #1 team for the last 16 years straight because we have a system that wins. And the last thing I'll say is the national event. Guys, we got a national event coming up. It's March the 9th and the 10th. You want to make sure you register. And as I close out, I want to give everybody a video, and then I'll be right back to explain why this is an important event. So without further ado, let's listen to this video about the national event.
ACN is much more than making money. ACN is a way of life. ACN will impact every aspect of your life if you give it a chance. For the last 30 years, I can tell you that we've changed many lives, and we're about to change your life, those of you that are here for the very first time.
When you come to these events, let me tell you what's going to happen. ACN's going to get inside of you.
You are 100% at the right place.
We are fired up. Training, recognition. This is absolutely amazing.
I promise you, you can go all the way if you put into practice what you learned this weekend.
Whether you want to or not, you're leaving a legacy.
We are so excited to be here at the Elevate event in person and live.
If you can't get better here, where thousands of people want you to get better, where are you going to go to get better?
Successful IBOs understand it's timing.
So if you give them direction on something to do, they'll accomplish the goal. Be results oriented.
If you want to see 2024 be all that more for you and your family,
Elevate yourself, elevate your mind.
People are absolutely fired up to change their lives after seeing everything that they came to see. The convention has done its job.
You know how you accomplish anything in life? Persistent effort. We hold ourselves accountable for representing these co-founders at the highest level. It's not more content that you need, it's connection.
And not just belief in the company, not just belief in the industry, but most importantly, belief in yourself. See, when somebody believes, they can achieve.
You are already Senior Vice President Platinums. You are leaders. You already are successful. You have to believe it first, and then it will happen. You have to be before it is.
Wow. So guys, as you can see right here, here's the QR code. You want to make sure you register. Guys, March 9th, March 10th. Here's what I'll tell you. This event will sell out because of the venue size. We're already at, I think it's 75% sold out. So it will be a sellout event, guys. Make sure you attend this event. But here's what I'll do as we close it out. The reason why you have to go to this event, let me tell you something. If you want to make $500 a month, if you want to make a couple $100 a month, maybe $1,000, you don't need to go. Some of y'all looking at me like. But if you want to make professional money, doctor money, past doctor money, you got to go. If you want to do something life-changing, you got to go. See, I knew that the company worked, but the reason why I had to go is because I needed to know who I was doing business with. I needed to have belief in the co-founders. I needed to understand what was their philosophy. I needed to know what they were doing. Guys, they're going to announce new services. I'm excited about what they're about to announce with the new services. And then they're going to talk about the compensation plan. There's going to be enhancements. Some of you have no idea what you're going to find out at Dallas, but I do. And trust me, I wouldn't miss it if I were you. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to open up the breakout rooms, get your questions answered, get started. And with that being said, everybody have a blessed evening. God bless everybody.